Yeah, they're going to do it again in the second game. Well, we'll see.
Possible, very possible. I mean, the difference here is that Thompson doesn't exactly have one of those mid heroes that's able to root someone in place where they have no response to it, right? Like if Supreme's on point, he might be able to use Sleight of Fist to dodge a cookie stun, for example, if Seb makes a rotation towards his lane, and maybe get out of it a little better. Zeus has decent armor though, 4 armor, so Sleight of Fist spam shouldn't be as devastating against him. They seem to think that they had that sort of ward set up there, but it was actually just Supreme inside of the smoke, so a little bit of gold wasted there by old G.
So very interesting starting build from Thompson, just triple branch into the rush of the bottle.
It's fine. What else would you look to go?
Yeah,
more stats like Null Tally?
I just think it's interesting to see the difference in starting items depending on who's playing what hero and against what matchup as well. We don't particularly see this too often, so Thompson just feels like he wants to rush. The extra spam, burst the Ember, might prove to be pretty annoying here for Supreme.
Yep.
The battle begins.
I think, again, they're just putting a lot of faith in no one to get a lot of farm in his Nature's Prophet, right? He did it last game, he'll do it again, and the way to ensure that is to get a lot of that spam going early on, right? Keep those lanes pushed in, means the Ember can't rotate quite as much, and it just frees up the game so much more for this NP, and you end up being the ones to actually influence the game first. Perhaps off the back of the power runes. We saw what a Zeus was able to do if he picks up a haste rune, so some of it's luck-based as well.
Yep. Looking like already a pretty good start for Supreme in regards to the first wave. Chillin' Thompson's going to be okay as well. Looking towards bottom though, how do we feel like this lane's going to go between the double strength that OG are running with the Lycan and the Snapfire? Do you have to kind of play with pulling shenanigans to avoid the Undying?
I think for the first little bit. Like, I don't really feel like Seb will want to, and they're just using the Wolves for that, right? So that Respect isn't going to be able to connect quite as easily, but he's done a good job to ensure that at least he gets half the wave. But yeah, this certainly feels a lot better for Into the Breach this time around. Once you're level 3 and Seb's able to get a second point into that Scatterblast, then maybe you can look to get a kill in onto them, but until that point, they need to just be a little bit more passive. Level 4 as well. Could probably afford to put a single point, or at least hold the point for a little Shredder, just in case that Tombstone starts to come out.
Lastly, we got our top lane as well. Of course, Immersion. We were kind of asking or hoping Into the Breach put out some craziness to equal OG. And I feel like definitely Techies is going to fulfill that role. We'll see how Emergent's going to be able to play. Already proving to be quite a nuisance to no one, who's going to TP all the way back to base to fill up on the resources.
I wonder if they... Is there anything that you could do to the Nature's Prophet to prevent that from being a thing? Like, just being able to, you know, get that free resource refill. Of course, if they kill it now, it still feels kind of bad, but it really doesn't feel like they're going to be in a state to do that until maybe level 3. You get a bit more damage into either the Sticky Bomb or the Blast Off. You get about the same increase from it, but Immersion's actually the one dropping a bit low.
Yeah, a couple more right clicks. Let's get the Disarm, though. To right-clicking to the Taser, so won't be able to find that finishing blow. And Immersion still got some sustain to play with. Cloud himself try and continue to look to play the lane. Already off to a pretty good start, though. OG, already 1,000 net worth lead. They're getting all this gold from?
Thompson.
Yeah, nice little advantage. A couple hundred net worth and should be chilling so far. Already we saw, of course, previous game Seb wanting to put a lot more emphasis to rotate. Haven't seen that just yet. Are we wanting either side to bring supports over for the next water rune and eventually the power rune at 6 minutes as well?
I think Thompson's fine enough with how the lane's gone. I don't think he needs his teammates there. I mean, he's so close to being able to pick up the energy booster that a water rune is more of a denied away from Supreme sort of thing. But I'm expecting the power runes to be when they start to make themselves a lot more active, because it is still a fairly scary lane in both of the side lanes for OG.
Seems like there's no real big winners so far. I mean, both the offlaners, I suppose, are kind of struggling a little bit with being able to find their CS. That's more than likely expected, especially with this bottom lane, like we were mentioning. I mean, the Strength Hero is going up against the Undying, so they're up against their pulling shenanigans. I wonder if we're going to start to see... Zibo actually didn't put that second point into the Call of the Wild, so he can't start to make his own stacks. We might see him go down that route at the level 4, just to help him find that faster Helm Dom and the Overlord as well.
Mm-hmm. Version continues to take a lot of that harass. Of course, Dual Breath doubles in damage from just level 1 to level 2. So nice way to get a lot of that harass off. And even just using the electric taser there to get a few disarms in. But got to be careful. The body blocks are on point by no one.
That they are indeed. Zibo still got a bit of a time to chase down no one. But now with Kid Track showing up with a Dual Breath, they're going to be able to turn it back on him and potentially get immersion as well, as no one's going to look to try and TP in. They need one more right click, and it's actually going to be the Treants with the finishing blow. So no one off to a great start here with the position 1 Nature's Prophet.
I love that by no one. He didn't get full tunnel vision onto the techies that was like 8 HP. He's like, this guy is a complete non-factor this team fight. Let's turn on to the core instead. And yeah, that's what ends up getting them the first blood. Seb's nearly got more net worth than Zibe does in this lane, just off the back of some really solid performances out of Kit Track and no one.
There's getting to that stage, though, where Into the Breach need to be considering about the raindrops being up against the Zeus, and they even looked in trying to rotate mid. Supreme's lost his Flame Guard, which might be a bit of an issue with the Cookie. Oh, beautiful timing. As soon as the slide expires, Cookie's going to be on the mark, and Thompson blows him up, so it's going to be now bonus experience. He's hit that level 6. Might look to shove the lane, and is he going to stick for the Power Rune as well to get that refresh?
See how quick he thinks he is. He might even use the Heavenly Jump just to get back to base a bit faster. But yeah, I mean, you could see that he was clearly aiming for some sort of kill build, right? Just the 1 point in the Arc Lightning for now. He's not dealing with the Terrorblade. His main role is just make sure that this Ember Spirit isn't in a position to make rotations. As long as Ember's in the bin, then there's nothing really that the Nature's Prophet needs to be too scared about.
That's a nice thing with having it max, well, higher points in it, right? You're going to be able to blow up the Flame Guard instantly. I mean, level 2 is only 190 magic absorption, so...
Ooh,
so it was a big reason
for the TB, but it was in front of a creep wave, and I think that's what Thompson is chat wheeling about. So it won't be able to claim anything here. We'll be walking underneath this ward as well, so they're completely aware of his positioning, but in the meantime, Supreme's hit up onto the level 6 and push the wave in. So let's see if they're able to catch him on the run back. Doesn't seem like it.
Can Supreme even consider about making a play across the map with getting this Power Rune? Is there any angle that you can see for him to maybe help out one of the side lanes?
Not really with Invis, to be honest. Like, if it's an Arcane Rune, if it's a Haste, if it's even a Regen to a lesser extent, but this Invis just honestly feels like, you know, it was a bottle refill. That's all.
He's got to be pretty happy he's got a game, though. That's the important thing. Storm, he did not have a game last time. He wasn't able to play the game of Dota 2. This time, again, he's on one of his more comfortable matchups, or comfortable heroes, level 29 overall on the Ember, so... See, the top lane, Thompson once again looking to try and get involved, and Zibe is going to be the target. Whether Beastmaster's going to try and turn and get as much damage out as he possibly can, but it's not enough. So again, the Beastmaster will go down. Thompson's rewarded with the kill.
Yeah, but I feel like, again, the purpose of this Zeus wasn't really to beat the Ember Spirit in lane. The fact that he has is a bonus, right? Like, he's obviously been able to get those couple of kills. Closing in onto Supreme a little bit. He's got plenty of mana to play around with, though, and looks like he's trying to protect both of these runes, but with how much they're guarding the bottom side, I don't think it's a safe place to go. Actually, he might anyway.
Oh, they want to fight. Yeah, Thompson's in some trouble. He'll be able to leap up to the higher ground, but Supreme with the triple Remnant easily closes the distance. A nice kill for them to find, and they might even consider about Seb as well.
Remnant's coming up in 3 seconds.
He's got a Javelin already on Supreme. Massive amounts of damage with that slight proc. Seb's going to try and hide in the tree line, but that's not going to be the case. Supreme, beautifully done. He's off to a great start now. You're saying that Zeus was edging out a bit of a victory in the lane, but with those 2 kills, Supreme is now top of the net worth.
And it's all props to respect as well, right? He shows up, he protects the rune, he forces them to stay a bit longer. Really good spot for the tombstone as well. And just enables Supreme to run him over.
And that's what they need though, right? Like, this is a game where still OG will very much struggle with addressing this Ember. They do not have a lot of control, and with him having like an early Maelstrom and higher levels to stop the push from OG, could prove to be a bit of an issue. But bottom lane, we've got our first shapeshift out, and even no one's wanting to try and move down to Ataka's lane. There's a Sunder leveled up here for the Terrorblade. Is he going to be able to still turn it around with a quickie on the mark for Seb? He's going to try and get the damage, but it's not enough. Maybe this is where Supreme can look to shine. He'll get the kill, and no, he's just out. He's happy with that. And it's a 1-for-1 trade in the Emp. The tower will still go down eventually bottom lane.
I'm sure he was expecting that Ember Spirit to come just a little bit sooner, right? You pop the meta, you are wanting to fight right now, and he was, what, 1v4 in that sort of situation? Will they be able to catch up onto Tops, and he's got a single zombie looking to chase him down. And that Deathlust is going to slow him down enough as Supreme, like you said, he is freeing up to have a much easier game this time around. 4-1-0, and he is going to be that space creator. Really now, it's just how could you look to play around this 10-minute timing? If they're lucky enough, the rune's going to be on the top side of the map. Haste rune would be perfect. Illusion rune, it's fine enough. But just the lack of Fire Remnant charges for now might be the one thing that's preventing him from wanting to TP back to base, because you need to get active with this. You need to try and take that top tier 1 tower away from OG.
Yeah, but as a result of Supreme having such a good start, it means that Zibe as well he's not really contested with his farm. Yes, he's bottom of the net worth out of the cause, but he's got a lot of stacks to catch up on. He's already working over towards the hard stack, which is going to give him that maxed out axes, and now with that, he should be able to take the Ancients as well. So he too is having a bit better of a game than what we saw prior.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Do we know who stacked this for him? I'm guessing it's just techies, right?
Probably himself, honestly, with the boars.
Okay.
Yeah, they're coming, though.
Dire's middle
It's a
tower
huge
is
stack to take away.
Just the 1 point in the Arc Lightning, though.
Pops
They'll take the kill.
Oh, no. No. This is not good. Meanwhile, inside the lane, no one's even going to be able to TP in as well. Let's see what Supreme can do. It's a pretty good tombstone placement. Ice Path will hold them back, but Supreme's got 1 remnant to close the distance onto no one. And let's see, Change is back up as well. Kick track might be in some trouble. The shapeshift use. Resolution's trying to get involved inside the team fight. Supreme, can he get some distance away? Stuns on the mark. Able to remnant on over the top, and it looks like Supreme's going to be okay. So again, he is still continuing to shine on the Ember.
is under attack.
Even gets a bottle refill from the TPing in Zibe. They take the mid-tier 1 tower as well. Very important. We know how much Nature's Prophet likes to just sit inside of that ancient camp area, take that uber-safe farm, but they've got a relatively decent gang squad. Beastmaster Hawk to provide the vision, Ember Spirit because of this great early game, and Techies, we know how much burst damage Immersion's able to provide with that if he just gets a couple more levels.
Dude, Zibe lost the full ancient stack.
He did.
Oh my god.
Did that give Thompson like 2 levels as well?
It gave him so much. And look at his gold. The fact that he's 200 behind an Ember who's 5-1-1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This Helm of the Overlord is going to be so slow now. Doesn't even have the Dominator completed for Zibe. It's another... I'll say he was having a bit better of a game, but now with that stack getting taken away, it's not looking as promising. Top lane though, Supreme should be able to get the kill onto Seb, especially with Immersion looking to jump over the top. Utilizing these runes perfectly. I mean, this was one big advantage that OG had. Yes, it's very much more enabled when you're playing from ahead in that previous game, but so far Into the Breach have done a great job to help Supreme, and he's already looking for Topson, who's already used the leap. So Topson's in some trouble, and he's got no one playing behind him. Supreme should be able to chase him down, sidesteps the Ice Path as well. Supreme he's putting in some monster work here.
He is, but man can't do everything while all this is happening. Sure, you get a kill onto Thompson, who's having a fantastic game, but your tier 2 tower's nearly gone down. They eventually pop the glyph for it just to push the creep wave away, but that was without no one even hitting it a single time. He wants to get another kill onto Zibe.
One of the kisses laid down. It's enough from Seb. That's still looking to wrap though. Supreme, the X Factor. Trying to get into the move at all. They want to try and target no one down. A decent chunk of damage early on into the Nature's Prophet. They've got to be careful about Thompson, who just blows them all up. Where'd they go? Zeus shows up. Seb somehow rewarded with a triple kill, but importantly, who got the Supreme streak? And looks like it was Kid Track that's rewarded with the bounty of gold, but oh gee, what a skirmish for them.
Just bait him in, bait him in, bait him in, and then right from the tree line before he's able to make any kind of response. Thunder Gods into the maxed out Lightning Bolt, and I'll see you later to that Ember Spirit. Goodbye, kill streak, and they remain with that tier 1 tower on the top side. Yeah, going to look to try and defend it a little bit further, but Zibe, with that Helm of the Dominator, still 150 or so gold away. Maybe he could look to just pick that one up without committing the body, because he's going to need to play a lot more passively. His team needs to play for him at this stage. That's what they look to do. Ember, TB, Techies, making the move themselves.
Yeah, but importantly, even the Terrorblades looking to get involved as well at this early stage. To be really cautious if the Zeus is inside the fight. Faker might just be blown up before he's able to react. He's going to look to try and pop out, but meanwhile inside the jungle, nope, they're on top of Thompson. Supreme and Immersion in combination together. Thompson with this Bloodstone. Is the life still going to be enough? It's not the case. Another kill for them to find. Seb still gets a rebuttal, but that is a worthwhile trade for Into the Breach.
Look to try and get this kill onto Kid Track, maybe. There's that Ice Path lasting that little bit longer on the ground. Macropie being used as well, but not sure if that's going to do all that much. Top tower will eventually go down as well. I really like that smoke move coming out from Into the Breach, right? They know that Zibe needs to go back towards this top side to open up the map for themselves. And so they know that OG don't like to preemptively TP. They TP en masse in response to something. So they're going to walk instead if they can afford to, realizing the value of those TPs. So they end up intercepting them. They get another valuable kill onto Thompson. And then suddenly, it only felt like 3 minutes ago that Thompson, off the back of that Ancient stack, was level in net worth to Supreme. Yeah. And now Supreme's nearly 1.5, nearly 2k ahead.
We do see with the item build here from Thompson, he has gone down that Bloodstone route. As we see from our partner esportsbet.io, kind of the odds at the moment, heavily favoring OG. I mean, they do have a 2,000 net worth lead. Now looking to try and put some pressure and get that finishing blow into the T1 tower as well, but Radiant, they're looking to fight. Tombstone's going to be up in 15 seconds. Respect can maybe look to give them some information here with the Invis rune. Try and scout out who's going to be that vulnerable target on Dial.
It's an admirable thing to just...
At the start, maybe it's going to be the Helm of the Overlord to chase down Immersion, and, well, Thompson's got the finishing blow, and now Respect's in some trouble as well with the Macropie. He won't be able to escape that one. Nice double kill for the boys in OG to find bottom lane. No one's already geared up to be able to find this tower as well, so they'll transition that into an objective.
It's that 20-25 minute timing that OG are becoming a little bit famous for. You know, they've already taken the tier 2 tower. They've got pushing potential with the Lycan as well. I really haven't even noticed Rezo with the Helm of the Overlord all that much, have you?
I think he just got it.
I mean, sure, but like, we haven't really seen the Helm of the Dominator presence either.
True.
He's just going into the Scythe of Vice after that, realizing that, look, they're not going to have BKBs anytime soon. Maybe Supreme will, but, I mean, it's going to force him to be perhaps a little bit early on the use of that BKB himself. They are still lacking ways to deal with this Ember Spirit.
Let death become peace.
They
really want to defend this high ground. Yeah. No one setting up here with his own BKB, freshly purchased, and, well, it seems like they're just saying, you know what, this is our jungle, not yours. I know we're the Dire, but we really do not care. Seb's acting like Napoleon Bonaparte right now, just taking over lands here, there, and everywhere. Did you get that reference, Zuma?
Sure. I mean, yeah, but it was kind of cringe, but it's okay.
Alright, calm down.
It's okay. I mean, you can't always not be cringe. You have your moments.
How are they going to get back in this one, man? It's only 4K, but it feels like a lot more just
Yeah.
because we know that this is a Zeus into a Terrorblade matchup. It really feels like Thompson needs to die first every single time, and it's going to be on the back of Ember Spirit. So, you know, Zibe, he's not going to be doing too much, but Supreme, he needs to keep this tempo up. He needs to make the use out of this BKB, especially before this Scythe of Vice gets picked up by Rezo.
Supreme charging up the high ground.
We missed the chains.
It's going to be awkward with that Ice Path. A lot of damage on Supreme, and in fact, he's going to be forced to use a defensive BKB as a result of this. Concerned that maybe Thompson is going to be able to pop out and blow him up. So it's not what you're hoping out of that first usage of a big item.
No, you want that to be aggressive, not a defensive movement. And now, like Thompson, he held his finger on the Thunder God's Wrath, so they still have that as a potential for themselves. They would have even seen that the Flesh Golem was used as well, but old G, traditional fashion, they don't care. They're going to see the Hawk, I believe.
Jumping immersion.
Nice jump.
All right. That's a pretty nice start onto 2. Ataker's looking to get involved inside the team fight as well as Resolution's falling low. He's going to have an opportunity to pop the shapeshift and reposition into the breach. They'll do the same as well out to the left side. So it looks like just the kill onto immersion. It was enough to kind of scare off OG from this Roche attempt.
It was, and they know they won't have the shapeshift. They know they won't have the Thunder God's Wrath either, and it was really only Atekies that died, so honestly not the worst. And that'll probably allow at least the Tombstone to be up again, so it really feels to me like into the breach, they'll be the ones to try and make this next attempt, maybe find a quick kill onto Thompson and then go for it.
Gotta be cautious. BKB still down for another 15 seconds.
But no one constantly keeping the pressure on the bottom side of the map as well. This is what happens when you're up against a Nature's Prophet, right? He's always just going to be pressuring this in. TP's back, and I wonder if that's going to be the trigger to say, all right, Roche fight time. No TB.
Yeah, instantly they're going. They spy out Zibe inside the lane. Nice way to be able to cut through the trees. Zibe's going to be okay for the moment. Now, but the rest of Into Breach, they've started to show up. I mean, Respect's got great position here with the Tombstone, so OG, there's not a location they can look to take the team fight. A little bit of hill bump given over to Kidtrack, but Supreme, he's going to be invulnerable for the moment inside the BKB, or maybe the right clicks from no one might catch him off guard, and with the Mortimer Kisses, so Seb again. Look at the ultimate damage, and now with Supreme, he's out of remnants, nowhere to run, no one cleans him up, and now they can look to go for the grand prize being Roshan.
That's what sets OG apart, right? Instant reaction. As soon as that TB showed up bottom, they were like, there's no way that he would have gotten down here just by walking. He has no mana, he hasn't come from the fountain, he is down here because of a TP. There's no way he's joining into a top fight. So let's use this advantage. We've even got a Nature's Prophet that can go back to base, refill on resources, and come straight back in. Oh, and he's right underneath this. Oteka, careful. Your favorite item, Gleipnir. Oh, he doesn't have a Quelling Blade.
Oh, he's going to have to BKB, but it might be too late. Are they going to play the distance? No one will use his own BKB to prevent the Sunder. Can he get an immersion? No. Oh, God.
Doesn't feel great, does it?
No, it doesn't. Poor Supreme as well. Man's got the weight of the world on his shoulders. They spy out Thompson. See if Zibe should be able to close the distance now to find the Raw. Not going to be able to find any life still back. Oh, okay, well, back to full thanks to the Thunder God. It's a beautiful thing about the Bloodstone. Has it bought enough time, though, for the team to rotate over? No one's going to start to TP, and they're starting to TP to the T2 tower as well. It's Resolution.
Out of
close the distance. Supreme. BKB at the last second. Is he going to be able to escape this, though? Like you said, no more remnants now.
Might just have to drop the
chase down from Rezo.
Oh, the body blocks.
Is that going to be enough of a deterrent as well? Immersion's here trying to... Oh, for the jump in, but it won't matter. Gleipnir holds him into place. Supreme will still go down. Now Respect is caught out as well. Kidtrack, he also shows up with the Ice Path just at the last second to cancel another TP. So OG, in this game, starting to slowly get out of hand. 10,000 up at that 23-minute mark. They've got a gem now as well picked up from Kidtrack, so they're looking to try and close out the map.
Really feels like he got to drop that tombstone there. Like, he had an arcane rune as well, so it would have been slightly less cooldown. Yes, you've got a snapfire, so you're instantly going to be able to rip through it, but that's time that's spent not hitting the Ember Spirit, and that was the biggest priority there. Just get the Ember away as quickly as possible, and I'm a little surprised that Oteka hasn't actually joined in, honestly, any fights, right? Like, he's just been spending his time farming, and to me, the reason you picked this Terrorblade was to be able to respond when OLG do what OLG have done for the first 23 minutes of this game, which is group up and run at you as a team. Now all they need to do is wait for their ultimates to come back up. They've still got 2.5 minutes left on this Aegis timing. No one's level 18 on his MP, so that Wrath of Nature hits like a truck, and then they're just going to go again. Like, the smoke happens before the ultimates are even up, so that they're right there as the timing hits.
Least fit into the breach, they will D-ward the wards they're playing with Supreme, though. He's okay. Nobody get that stun. Tops of mid lane is showing alone by himself. We've seen what he's been able to do with that Bloodstone. Of course, a build that Kutaka really likes over on Hellraisers, and almost with the Sunjin Kai means that that spell life still is going to be increased even further.
Let's see how quick Topson is with his finger on the illusion rune. If respect, sorry, not respect. If Zibe pops out and then he's able to just use the illusion rune before the roar goes off, that'd be pretty hype. Or just to get away from the searing chains as well.
Supreme?
Preemptively popping the BKB, the Bloodstone as well.
Oh, Topson. Roar's still going to be there nonetheless. Topson's fallen pretty low and they'll get the kill. Wasn't enough with illusion, so Respect's going to die as well. And we're off to the other side. Supreme running to the high ground. Oh, we thought he went over, I think, with the Ice Path on Faunches. So going to be off the mark there with cancelling that one out. Regardless, though. Yeah, 2 for 1.
2 for 1. More farm for the Nature's Prophet. Almost hits up onto the level 20. Honestly feels to me like he's not going to go the Sprout Leash talent this time around. Like, yes, you're against an Ember Spirit. Feels great, but you could just toss that onto the TB, and then he's going to be missing inside of the Sprout. We know that he doesn't have a Quelling Blade, so he's going to need to use a Hurricane Pike just to break out of it.
Oh, man. So depressing when someone's killing you. They want a high five. Come on, man. Surely. Not this moment, dude. Just let me die in peace. I'm not going to give you a freaking high five. Just let me go.
Yeah.
Stop.
He's got the Sprout Leash talent on no one.
Oh, this dude is a beast, man. It's... Again, I'm pretty sure still... Ooh. Is he in some trouble?
He's
Might
leashed.
be. You gotta pop the BKB pretty soon, but the right clicks... Is he gonna be able to dodge it? Oh my god, 17 health?
Yeah. Barely double digits.
How long?
Ooh. Do they see him? No, okay. I heard the Wrath of Nature and I'm like, do they have vision?
Just TP in.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me with how they've been playing so far.
Tower is under attack.
They can just look to close out these later towers. I mean, it's without the Aegis that they're actually going to be the most aggressive with taking objectives on the map. And Rezo, he's even just going to pop the Shapeshift, trying to force them back.
Yeah, it's scouting them out. They knew exactly where they're positioning. Resolution, beautifully done. The micro out of the walls meant that they knew exactly where Into the Breach were. And it's just, you don't have this late game presence of the Terrorblade. Like we were mentioning, you are playing into one of your biggest counter matchups in the Zeus, and even the Nature's Prophet's going to be pretty okay scaling if you've got such a big advantage in regards to the net worth. I mean, it's pretty much a full item. They're still going to try and take the fight, but the BKB being on cooldown for Supreme and Resolution will get the last second Hex out. Mass amounts of buybacks. They're looking for some revenge. Hopson's the one that's in trouble at the moment. The initial target's going to end up going down. Kitrak will join him in the afterlife as well. But that is such a heavy commitment for Into the Breach. They needed more out of it.
Yeah, they do. And yes, look at what Topson does. He's sorry, what no one does. He's back towards the bottom side. Farm, farm, farm. He's just able to continue to extend that lead. He's like, you know what? That high ground push didn't work too well. I'll just wait until I get my AC, and then we're going to be able to get it from the next one. Got some tier 3 items coming as well. Elven Tunic, sure. against a TV.
Sure,
Allows you to
why
man
not?
fight a little bit.
I'm still holding the Oculate bracelet. Surely, I mean, I won't... Okay. Surely there's got to be a better one. I'm not going to question no one. He's got
Time Sliver now.
Yeah, he's got it now picked up, so that's even a better one than Tunic. No one's loving life. I mean, oh gee, quite the debut here. 18,000 net worth lead. 28 minutes in, and
Poor
yes, it
Supreme,
was-
man. Like, he
Yeah.
controlled this game for the first 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and it feels like for the past 8, he's just been public enemy #1, especially now that they've got that Hex on Rezo. But every single time no one sees him on the map, he doesn't care that he sees. He wants him to see that he's teleporting right in on top of him, because you know that Glype is coming.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Do we... Let's see if OG want to try and play this one a little bit more slow and just wait for that second roach to be up. There's a potential for it to spawn in the next 10 seconds. Looks like they're just going to try and choke out the map. Get some wards set up. They will scout out Jibe over towards the triangle. A nice way to take away the helm of the Overlord. And we'll do just that.
Plus 250. Love to see it.
Sir? Yes, sir. Oh, you just... Where can they farm? I mean, even Supreme is going to be really cautious about where he's going to show now. Said that Sprout leashes with the talent from the Nature's Prophet. The Hex Lycan could pop out of anywhere. I just even go Mjolnir on the Lycan. So they're like, you know, we've already adjusted Terrorblade, but why not even go down this route just in case he can somehow get to the stage where he's going to prove to be an issue. But into the breach was like a desperation attempt. They do have a double damage route on Supreme. So we'll see what he's going to be able to do with it inside the fire. But oh gee, they've already backed on away. And Hitchak will be the first to pop the smoke. He finds the ice path. Supreme's going to have enough time to be able to activate the BKB and look to run the non over the top. But it's going to be cautious though. No one's damaged. And once they find the leash, she's going to be killed off instantly. That's a dieback for the Ember. And now Immersion, well, he jumped into the middle as well. Signing off his own death warrant. They're going to look to probably walk up the high ground here. No one's even teeping in. They buy out Jibe with that cliff ward. Buy some little time here with the Raw. Will actually be enough. All right. Well, Jibe lives, but your buildings...
Maybe not so
stay
much.
for too long. Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Seb monster kill streak as well on his Snapfire. I think he must have died 3 times and then got every single kill from then on, but
Radiant's
Well,
top tower is
no
under
one's even going to reach the stage where he's going to have that Satanic available. If he does get into it, I'm interested to see if we're going to have some like clever stuff going on with the reactive taser with a basic dispel that it provides. So, I don't know, could be interesting.
are fortified. Radiant's top tower
There's
is
Thompson
under
as well. He's level 18, so that Bloodstone going to give him even more healing if he's the one that gets jumped on.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He's even going a Lotus Orb as well, just to try and guarantee his life. They're putting a lot of attention to try and blow him up, and oh, we see a Taker. He's in some trouble. Can he get anything off? A good 4 stuff to get him out, but it's a defensive Sunder onto Zibe, and it might not even matter. Oh, Taker just dies deep inside the base. They're going to try and make an attempt, but there's no fall. Without Supreme there, there's nothing they can do. They're going to have to watch their members die one by one. Their buildings will continue to fall.
You can't be tipping Supreme after this game. The man did everything in his power to try and get this one, and they're going to kill him at the very end as well. That Scythe of Vice just doing him in.
He's called like...
Yeah, I mean, TB has buyback, doesn't matter, no Metamorphosis, no chance, and I'm surprised they let the Zeus through. Like, if you're up against the Naga Siren, it doesn't feel great, but at least while you can't deal with the Naga Siren, Naga doesn't stop your entire potential to play this game, and it really felt like...